Hey guys, Jessica here. I really appreciate you speaking with me this morning and accepting this free video. I am super excited that you did because today I'm going to walk you through 3 strategies that are going to really help you guys out. And I know that they will because we've applied the same strategy with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys, and it's made a huge impact in their business. Now, right now, you guys have 0 organic traffic landing on your website. That is traffic that is actively searching for your services and then landing on your website versus already knowing who you are and typing your website in the browser, okay? So you're missing out on at least 80% of the available jobs each month in your service area by just not having these strategies in place, okay? So now I am on your website and you have a fairly decent looking website, okay? But that is not, unfortunately, how Google ranks a website. Now, over the last 18 months, there's been a ton of changes in Google algorithm, what Google's looking for, and how they will rank a website. And so the first was becoming mobile ready, okay? That's having click-to-call phone numbers, which it does look like you have here. And super easy to use navigation. So being mobile first is critical. And then we've gone to people first, okay? So we used to be able to get away with very generic information, but now it actually has to be helpful information that actually answer your customer's question. They require a separate page for all your major services, which it looks like you have, okay? And then these pages are required because Google wants a designated page so that you can dedicate an entire page about everything about that service. So when it comes to things like water intrusion, that might be different types of water intrusion, how it happens, what do you do when you notice the water damage, what does your team do to fix the situation, what type of equipment are you going to use, okay? So your website isn't a billboard anymore that we're just advertising, right? Everything that you could do. Now it needs to actually be helpful, conversational, and actually help your customers. Having that type of content is going to give you more content on a page and allow you to really focus on the local keywords people are searching for your services, because 90% of the time when people search, they don't know who you are yet. Even in the small town of Fairbault, okay? They're not going to know who you are. And in emergencies, they're not going to remember billboards, okay? So you have to show up where people are searching. So you're going to be using, if you're basing everything out of Fairbault, your home page on all these service pages and these back pages here, not including the service areas, but these back pages all have to be based on Fairbault, okay? I've noticed here that all your service pages, you're name dropping a bunch of cities, okay? And this is very confusing for customers, but especially for Google, okay? So we only want to focus on one specific town or city on your home page and these service pages. Now your service area pages, that should be focused on that specific. Okay, so if your home page and everything is based on Fairbault, you actually don't need a Fairbault page. But you do need a service area page for all your other areas that you serve. Now, this one page has 2 different fire damage pages, which is a little bit confusing because based on how your website is structured, I would think water damage was your top. So I'm not sure what's going on there. So it is a bit confusing for me, which means it's even more confusing for Google's crawlers. Okay. Now your homepage is the most important page of your website because it's supposed to explain what everything else on your website is about. It kind of ties everything in a bow for Google. Okay, so we do need a little bit of information on all of those major services focused around those local keywords. I am happy to see that you do have a YouTube video linked to your page. That is definitely helpful and helps people have more time on a page. So that's always a good thing. But as far as actual information about the services, there really isn't a whole lot here. And most of this website looks like it's AI written. And you can definitely use AI to help write, but we have to humanize the content, okay? And nothing here, there's very minimal content on your homepage. There's no keywords, no keyword strategy. This mostly looks like a sales pitch than it is to actually explain the services that you're offering, okay? And then the same goes on your service pages. There's very little content on those pages. Again, they look more salesy than they are actually helpful. Google has gone to an EEAT requirement, which stands for expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trust. So all of our content needs to be built around that, okay? And then your service area pages, okay? These all need to be unique content, no duplicating content anywhere. Okay, it needs to be hyper localized to the area so people in Lakeville resonate with this content. Okay, this is just very, very basic. Okay, and they all say the exact same thing. You're just switching out a location. So definitely need to change up your service area content and really focus on a keyword strategy for that specific location. Because again, Google is proximity based. And so Google's going to show your business where people are searching, where they're the closest. So having those service area pages with the right type of content is going to help you to show up in each of the communities that you do serve. Okay. Now, if we look at your top competitor for Lakeville, we have SERVPRO. And yes, they are a franchise, but they're also very beatable. Franchisees have their hands tied, okay? The franchise gives them this generic pages and information, and they're not allowed to change any of that, okay? So you just have to do better than they are doing. So you have to have more content on a page. Your homepage should have at least 1,500 words or more. If your competitors have 1,500, you need more than them. So having more content on the page, better quality content, more blogs, and really hyper-focused on those local keyword strategies are going to make these guys super, super beatable for you guys, okay? So definitely beatable. We just have to always do better. Now, we know when your customers do a search, they're going to do a search similar to this, okay? I chose a search for one of the areas that you serve that you don't have a Google business profile in because of the proximity. So this is one area that you serve in Lakeville. Now, there are three main areas when a customer does a search that you have a good potential to show up in, okay? The first are generally going to be ads, and those are going to be local service ads and cost per click ads like these. Both can be really profitable, and I do believe I saw that you do have local service ads going in Fairbault. Both can be profitable as long as you have all your processes dialed in, you got really good budget set up. If you're doing cost per clicks, that you are having designated landing pages for each ad, and not just sending them to your main website pages where they're going to get lost and bounce, okay? You want them to convert if you're going to have an ad spend. And they do generate leads as long as you have an ad spend. But these other two main areas that I'm going to show you don't require an ad spend to generate leads. So this is your Google business profile, Google Map Pack, okay? In Fairbault, I did see you were in the top 3 for water damage, so that's great. But if you find for any of your services you're not, you do need to further optimize that profile, okay? We never want to just set it and forget it. It's something we need to be working on a monthly basis. And one of the top factors in ranking is something called citations. And that is simply getting the name of the, not getting the name, but listing your business name, address, phone number, and website in a bunch of directories like the Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, Glassdoor, Yelp, Angie's, House Advisor, Home Advisor, House, social media profiles. Having more of those citations than your competition is going to give you that big boost you need. And then this third section here is the most critical section. This is your organic section. This is so critical because 60 to 70% of people skip ads, skip maps, and they come right here. So when you're not in here, okay, you're losing an additional 60 to 70% of the available jobs every single month by not being listed here. So in order for your website to show up here, okay, it comes back to the foundation of this website. Do you have the right type of content and keyword strategy? And then are you supporting that with a backlink SEO strategy? So now if we come here, we can see this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to analyze your website. It does look like there is an attempt at some SEO going on, okay? Right now, your website has a rating of a 3 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. So Google does not trust your website. And that is based off of backlinks. We power up websites with backlinks, okay? And so you need a lot of backlinks, but not all backlinks are created equal, okay? They're not the same. We only want good quality do follow links that are closely related to your services and business, okay? These are going to come from related websites of other home service businesses, vendors, directories, etc., okay? You have over 600 backlinks and a score of a 3, which tells me that majority of these links are spammy, hurtful links that are actually doing you guys more harm than good. And it looks like you guys might have started maybe in May or June of last year. And then these have been increasing each month. So looks like somebody's going out and getting backlinks. They're just not getting the right type of backlinks. But not only that, there's nothing for these backlinks to stick to because you don't have content and you have no keywords or keyword strategy. So there's no way these backlinks can help you rank for keywords, okay? You have to first fix what's wrong on the website and then get the backlinks to go with them so they have something to promote to help you rank, help you get found by your customers for all your services, okay? If we look at your competitor, this one location, this is a single page, okay? This one page for that location has a 4.8 with over 200 backlinks. So again, most of these are spammy with such a low score. This single page has been indexed for 4 keywords and is getting about 16 people to their website. So not a ton of traffic, but they are getting traffic because of the content, okay? Because there is some keywords going on here. And they are ranked on the first page. There's 10 spots per page in Google, okay? So they are ranked number 4 for mold removal in Lakeville, water damage Lakeville, okay? The higher you rank up here also, the more the potential traffic you can get. So absolutely, these competitors are very beatable for you, but you just have to apply the strategies that I've shown you today. So please feel free to take this information, run with it, and apply it yourself. Or if you'd rather have help, focus on what you do best and have help growing. At Peterson SEO, this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to reach out with any questions you might have, reply to my email, or give us a call, and we would be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to hearing from you soon.